Let's compare this with a song, for example. When you listen to a song, or a musician would know how to interpret this, the thing that gives meaning to the song is the silence. It's not the notes. So the silence in between is the one that helps you understand the movement of the music. So death is the silence of life, which is the song. Without death, there's no meaning to life. So, but in the same way as a song, in every silence, in every breath you take in the middle of a song, it keeps going. So, because the universe is basically a constant wave of frequency. So it never stops. Life keeps going. Energy keeps going. Even if sometimes it goes down, it never disappears. It's just silence for a moment, so it gains forces to rise up again. So death is not the end. It's the end of a concept of an experience that you had. So when you try to when you think about yourself like if this is the only reality that you can possibly live, and you don't release the ego of it, like the control of that reality, you will always fear death, because actually it's not the fear of dying, it's the fear of losing who you are. But when you become aware that you are everything, when you suddenly remember that the universe is actually you, and how everything is connected, so death will be like a holiday or another trip. And I remember that in the past traditions, in Atlantean times, we used to celebrate death. And the first thing that people would say when we were born was, "Welcome to life, the path towards death." And we were prepared to die all our lives. Today is the opposite. Like, we have to live because one day we will die. And actually in the ancient cultures, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Like, yeah, so I have to create my best experiences. I have to be happy, not because I don't know what would happen after, but because it will be a new adventure. And when we start to change these concepts of death like a new adventure instead of the end of what I'm now, dying becomes something totally light, not the end of anything. Yeah, many deaths. And in most of them, I had no idea how to enjoy it. So I was attached to different, so my previous life. For example, 900 years ago, I died in Jerusalem, or close by tuberculosis. In the streets, nobody to take care of me, so I was just there. There was I remember a Jewish gal that just came by and gave me some bread, and that was the last memory I have. And I remember that I felt that I was losing my faith too. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm dying here, and there's no purpose on anything. So it was not always good. I remember dying by being killed, being hanged, being drowning in the middle of the ocean. So many different deaths that now I can speak them like naturally. But when I started to remember that when I was 13, it was terrible, because I was feeling it. I was feeling every death, and how horrible it was, because I had no consciousness about it. I only remember maybe 2 or 3 deaths that were conscious. And it was great what happened after. What happens after you die is related to the consciousness you have when you die, or the emotion you have when you die. Like, it's not the same dying like this than like this. The disposition of the body on the moment of the death is expansion or contraction. So when you contract in the death, it's like you are hold to everything, so you start to see everything dark. And like this fear of, I don't want to lose it, I don't want to lose it. So that's how you become like a ghost for at least a few days or weeks, and some people for centuries. Like you get attached so much to your life that you don't want to leave. But what suddenly happens is that you think that you're alive and you keep living the same life, but in a loop. But you don't realize that it's a loop. You don't realize time because it's the fourth dimension. So that happens when usually you are attached. Then there's a middle point in which there's a process where you start to feel someone that is talking to you, and someone that says, come with me, I will guide you here, or like an angel or someone known. So they take you to a path and to recognize, oh, this was your home, do you remember? But to get there, usually people goes through the dark, goes through a moment of nothing until you start to put it all together. It's like going to sleep. It's like going to sleep, but eventually you start to dream. So most of the night we don't remember anything. It's like all black. And suddenly you start to live a life again. Well, imagine that, but after you die, like going to sleep, and suddenly you wake up doing crazy stuff. So that would be basically how what happened after. It's not like immediately you go to a tunnel of light and suddenly you see angels or whatever.